Satnam and welcome. My name is Ann Taylor. It is my honor to lead you in Kundalini Yoga today. Here we're at our fourth week of the July series, and today will be Crown of the Sovereign, merging with the infinite, fear, dependence, self-reliance, and inner freedom. Throughout this 4-week series, I've been trying to communicate about freedom from a yogic perspective, from a Jungian perspective, and just as many of us are afraid by what's going on in the outer world, as perhaps we should be. But if we can also think of the chaos and our fear of our loss of freedom out there, what if we were to obtain inner freedom, true inner freedom, and if we did that on a more collective basis, that then the collective consciousness may indeed embrace true freedom and liberation. And just to bring another voice in today's discussion, Rudolf Steiner was a contemporary of Jung, but he was not a Jungian. He's a famous philosopher. Some of you may have read his work. Others may not have ever heard of him. But he wrote a book called The Philosophy of Freedom, and he argued that it's our essential nature to be free. However, as we've been discussing, probably for months or years, that when we're not aligned with our higher self, the Atman, the self with a capital S, and we're identified and aligned with the ego, we operate out of fear and dependence. And so Steiner said it takes work, and his work was through thinking. So some people may not resonate with the Jungian model or the yogic model. Some people may be more comfortable thinking. There's, of course, different types of personalities, and some people, the thinking function is their primary. And so he felt that we can get back that freedom through thought and disciplined action. So while Jung explored through myths and dreams, Steiner believed that we could get internal freedom through thinking, clear, intuitive thinking. And then we can begin to act out of our higher nature. So in this way, they both speak to the same thing, is that it's the soul's right to be what it was always meant to be. And by that, there is freedom. Because when you're truly acting out of your core higher self, fear dissipates. The voice of others, the critics, you should do this, or you don't belong with this group, or that goes away. It's irrelevant. It's, oh, that's interesting. And there's no charge left to it. That inner compass is aligned with the higher self. That is freedom. So in Kundalini Yoga, or other Eastern traditions certainly, there's the term we've talked about before called moksha. The liberation from illusion and limitation. So as we're growing up, as I've mentioned, we're born free, but through social conditionings, well-meaning parents or mean parents. I mean, there's a whole spectrum, right? Nobody had perfect parents. And so we were taught to behave in a culture that limited us in certain ways. No, you can't beat up on your sister and injure her. Of course, that's not allowed. But what do you do with that impulse? So as adults, we can look at those impulses more clearly, and we now hopefully have the capacity to deal with it, to deal with these instincts or complexes that are in us that need to have expression. Now, certainly it doesn't have, we're not talking about acting out in violence, but to recognize, hey, I've got this impulse. What do I do about it? And then find some constructive ways. So whether we call it individuation, the Jungian term for finding the soul's higher path, moksha, or the philosophy of freedom, we're talking here about the same thing, the inner alignment of the soul with its deepest wisdom, purpose. So how do we go about doing this? Well, Kundalini yoga is the yoga of awareness. We gain this wisdom by encountering problems, by working through. If life goes along without any problems, we're not growing. We come up against some problems and some real life challenges. And that's where we learn to sit with it and listen. And by using the breath, the body, and meditation, we can quiet the monkey mind enough for some glimmers of possibility to come forward, clues. Some people may have things that just pop into their mind and they see a glimmer, aha moment. Or you may have powerful dreams. Or perhaps you're an artist and it comes out through your artwork, not through the conscious ego, it just comes out. Even in conversations with other people, things can get said that the unconscious is trying to break through. And sometimes you say things that, wow, I can't believe I said that. Where'd that come from? So we're going to begin with a standard that we do often in these various series, and that is the alternate nostril breathing. It is foundational and it will calm down the nervous system so that when we get to the Kriya, the action part, we're really involving the body. The body keeps the score, as don't have that author's name on the tip of my tongue. I'm sure many of you may know that. And so the body releases messages also. So we listen. And then finally, the meditation is really what the whole practice builds up to. And that's the key point where we can listen and get some insights. So just taking a moment and setting your own intention around personal freedom for today's class. Just a couple questions in case you're coming up blank. Where in your life are you still waiting to be rescued? Or maybe this resonates more. What opens when you stop striving and start listening? So that is what we're going to do. Start listening. And we'll open up the sacred circle by tuning in with the Adi mantra, rubbing the palms together and placing them at your heart center. Checking the alignment of your spine. Chest is out, chin is in. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Adgirenime, Jugadgirenime, Satgirenime, Sirigurudevenime, Adgirenime, Jugadgirenime, Satgirenime, Sirigurudevenime, Adgirenime, Jugadgirenime, Satgirenime, Sirigurudevenime. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath. Exhale, relax the hands down. Just one more example that popped into my mind as we were tuning in is the Buddha nature from the Buddhist tradition. The Buddha nature is that innate wisdom we're all born with. And we don't have to go looking for it outside. The work involves cleansing, clearing, polishing the heart of the mirror. I'm bringing in a lot of metaphors now, but it's the importance is it's already in you. So with this practice, my wish for you is that you can become still enough to listen and maybe get a glimpse. So I'll get you started with the alternate nostril breathing, and I'll put on a little music so you know you're connected. The eyes will be closed, focused at the brow point. The hand that is down is in Gyan Mudra. The sequence is block off the right nostril, inhale left slowly, unblock the right, exhale right, and then deeply inhale right, and exhale left. So you're switching when you're ready to exhale. If you want to pause at the top of the inhale, feel free to do that. And let's begin.
Where every action reflects the soul. Oh, Mother, I am in ecstasy, for I have found the teacher of truth.
The breath is the first order to help quiet the mind. As thoughts come up, simply notice them. Don't fight them. And come back to the breath. your mind wanders, simply notice. If you can fall into deep listening during your practice. Opening up the belly as you inhale. And pulling the navel point in at the end of the exhale, keeping your focus. The work that we're doing takes a great deal of courage. It takes courage because we are letting go. We're letting go of who we thought we were, the ego's grip on us. We're not getting rid of it, but we're shifting the orientation. And it can be very challenging to find out more about yourself, who you really are. Again, Jung said that most of us walk around with shoes that are way too small for us. Learning to let the old stories go. We needed them to survive at a certain point in our life, and now they hold us back. Silently listen, finding the words for your new narrative going forward from your life.
Listening is what you have been sent here to do. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha ra ra. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha ra ra. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ra. Sa re
2 minutes remaining. Renew your focus.
sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ra ra. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha ra ra. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha ra ra. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ra. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ra ra. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 ra. Ha re re ha ra ha ra ha re re ha ra ha.
And now inhale deeply. Exhale. Allow your eyes to remain closed and simply notice. Be aware of your entire being out through your auric field and just simply listen. And if nothing comes up and you say to yourself, well, I don't know what the heck I'm listening to, that's fine. We don't want to force or push. We want to allow. And if nothing's ready to come up, so be it. Okay. And now we move on to the Kriya to release fear. Relax and release fear. When we're in fear, we're certainly not in our higher self. There's times and places to be afraid, but it, for many, becomes a default way of being in the world. When we're operating from our true self, the fear abates. And Kundalini Yoga can help us. We don't have to do it all on our own. So, standing cat-cow. Now, this movement is subtle. So, if you remember cat-cow, well, my spine's not that, it might be subtle here too. You're raising your head, you're raising your tail on the inhale, and then exhaling, arching your back. So, when we do it from this position, the movement will be more subtle. See if you can keep your back parallel to the floor. And let's begin. Eyes are closed, focused on the brow point, unless you need them open for balance. Inhaling down into cow, exhaling up into cat. Finding your own rhythm. This is helping the spleen and the liver. Sometimes our anger gets stored there. That's one thing I love about Kundalini yoga is sometimes things and trapped emotions, traumas can be released through the practice and you don't even know what is being let go of. Twenty more seconds. And relax. And now putting your hands on your hips, begin to do big circle rotations. Again, the eyes can be closed unless you need them open for balance. Use your common sense. Open up the hips. A lot of stored information there, especially for women. And slowly come into easy pose. And just taking a moment to consolidate that energy. Our next exercise is torso turn, which will work on the kidneys. And the neck must move. So the mudra, it's described as if you're holding on to a steering wheel. The upper arms are parallel to the floor, so it'd be probably 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So you're clasping your hands around an imaginary steering wheel. You're going to inhale left and exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. A nice, firm, powerful breath. And let's begin. Eyes are closed. Again, focused at the brow. Maybe this feels like we're playing bumper cars. Make sure your neck is moving. Inhale, center. Exhale, relax the hands down. Just maintain an inward focus. Okay, and now we move on to extended arm wave. The arms are going to be up 60 degrees, so that's 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And you are going to rapidly bring the fingertips in onto the palm. Open, close, open, close, open, close. And let's begin. Bring the tips of the fingers to the base of the palms. Synchronize the breath and the hand motion. This helps to break up the deposits in the fingers, preventing arthritis or lessening it, possibly, if you already have it. And as always, it's your choice. If you feel that you must put your arms down, you are in charge of your body, obviously. Just keep visualizing the motion. Sometimes it takes practice to build up to the full amount of time. Practice with compassion for yourself. Inhale and relax the arms. Shake them out if you like. Okay, the next exercise is going to help with tension in the neck and purifying the bloodstream, the blood. Okay, and we want to do a very powerful exhale. So you're going to make fists holding the thumbs inside the fingers. And so inhale deeply, exhale your arms out, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And let's begin. So you're exhaling as you're going out. And now inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. A nice firm O mouth. You might remember this also works on the vagus nerve, that O mouth, that's firm. As always, if you're feeling a little bit dizzy, stop and take some cleansing breaths and then return slowly. Thirty more seconds. Inhale and relax. And now, again, we're going to put our thumbs inside and make fists. This time, the arms are going to go out in front at the level of the heart and begin rotating your wrists. So the right hand is going clockwise, the left hand is going counterclockwise. Keep the elbows straight and the fists tight. And so you should be moving the shoulder blades and the muscles underneath the shoulder area. Thirty seconds. And relax the hands, shake them out. Okay, and now the next exercise is crow pose, squats. So we'll do this for just a minute. Um, so I have to do a modified, but crow pose would be down like this with your feet flat on the floor. So I use a cushion, making sure we get dachshunds out of the way. But if you're able to do the full position, please do so. And so once again, the hands are in fists, and you're going to inhale up and exhale down. And let's begin. Now, the back should remain straighter than mine is. So inhale up, exhale down. So I'm modifying. If you can go all the way down, do so. Excellent. Inhale and come back into easy pose. This is a little bit of a longer Kriya. The next exercise is Sitali Pranayam. Breathing inhale deeply through the mouth through a rolled tongue, and then exhale through the nose. So we'll make a U shape with our tongue and exhale through the nose. Eyes are closed, focused at the brow point. Now I realize not everybody can roll their tongue. So you're simply going to breathe through your mouth and alter it a bit. And as you're doing this, allow the listening to really take place. And again, allow. Inhale and just breathe normally. And the next exercise is really just to shake and dance. If you have your music handy, just move your body. Allowing for some integration. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And relax as we now move into a bowing position, sitting on your heels in rock pose. The hands are on the knees. Inhale, exhale down, and inhale up. Now it says it's quite a fast count. I'm going to slow it down for myself. Bow down and come up 4 times to the count of 8 and rest in the upward position on counts 9 and 10. That's a little fast for me, so I'm just going to go at my own pace. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And again, coming back into easy pose. For our final exercise, interlacing your fingers, stacking your thumbs, and putting them behind your head. Breathe normally, long and deep, but you're going to, as you're pulling your hands forward, you're going to be pressing your head back. And let's begin. Making sure the spine is kept nice and straight as you apply pressure between the back of your head and your hands. Keep breathing. Excellent. Great job. Inhale now and come lying on your back for a deep relaxation. I'm going to have the recording of the sound of a gong. So as you're getting settled in, just adjust your own personal volume. It starts off a little quietly. And I will remain seated as you are now lying down. And begin to deepen your breath, making small circles with your wrists and ankles. When you're ready, stretch out your arms overhead, point your toes, elongate your spine, and then move into your cat stretches. Arms out to the sides, bringing one knee across the body, turning your head the opposite way. And switch sides. Rubbing the palms of the hands and soles of the feet briskly together. And come rocking on your spine for Shabada Kriya meditation. This is a powerful meditation that helps reset the nervous system, promotes deep relaxation, and cultivates the inner sovereignty through stillness. If you have trouble sleeping, or if you wake up in the night and you cannot get back to sleep, this is a good one to do just lying down in bed. Or before bedtime, a half hour before bedtime, seated upright. The inhalation is in strokes, 4 strokes. And we use sa, ta, na, ma for counting. So inhale. So with each stroke, you're mentally chanting sa, ta, na, ma. Hold the breath for 16 counts and repeat sa, ta, na, ma 4 times. On the exhale, exhale mentally Wahe Guru, 2 strokes. So it's inhale 4, hold for 16, exhale for 2. The eyes are closed, focused at the brow point. The hands are in your lap, the right hand over the left with your thumbs touching. Eyes, are 9/10 closed, gazing at the tip of your nose. And let's begin. Inhale 4 strokes. Suspend 16, 4 rounds of sa, ta, na, ma. Exhale 2 strokes, Wahe Guru. And now find a pace that works for you.
Satchitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Om Satchitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Om Satchitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Hari Om Tat Sat 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 Om Satchitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Om Satchitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Om Satchitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatama Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Hari Om Tat Sat 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 Hari Om Tat Sat
And now begin to breathe naturally as we finish the meditation. Let's just sit quietly for a minute or so before we end the class. And remembering that our stillness is our strength. When we can calm the winds of the mind, The light of the soul shines through. And this is sovereignty that cannot be taken away from you. And now we'll close the class with a long sat and a short nam. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And inhale to close the sacred circle. Sat Nam. Dependence fades when you anchor into the infinite. Self-reliance arises when you trust the light within. Satnam Namaste. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.